Look at this guy. He's the weakest hunter. Now look at this guy. Badass and definitely not the weakest. Well, guess what? They're the same fucking person. Solo leveling is a story where over 10 years ago, a series of magical gates opened up throughout the world, linking to dungeons filled with magic beasts. At the same time, people were awakened as hunters, where the more magical power you have in your body, the stronger you are, and there's no way to make yourself any stronger. Bang, the scenery's been set. Now remember that weak-ass hunter I told you about? That's our main character. His name is Sung Jinwoo. He and some other hunters go into a weak dungeon, where he still gets roughed up quite a bit, but luckily, he has this annoying healer on standby to heal his wounds. Jinwoo, you keep hurting yourself. Stop this. This dude is the only thing keeping his mother from being sent to the gulag, and his sister from living in a cardboard box. God damn. Anyways, they defeat the boss, but something's off. The dungeon isn't shutting down. They discover that this is a double dungeon, which is supposed to be reported to higher ups, but some of the team doesn't want to give up the extra loot. So they take a vote. It's 6 against 6. Jinwoo is the final vote. As you could expect, he votes to go. They reach the boss room and
Look out, it's a trap!
holy shit. What the fuck? That's just episode 1. Through Jinwoo's smarts, they manage to survive a little longer until they're faced with a challenge. But he loses a fucking foot. If they all stay in the circle and look at the statues, they'll live. But these people pussy out because fuck it. Now it's down to 3, and they can't keep the statues from coming because the healer girl is terrified. She can't stand, so her and Jinwoo escaping is out of the question. So Jinwoo, like the goat he is, tells the leader to take her and run. Then, well, I'll just show you.
I still try as hard as I can. This is bullshit! Bullshit! No! I've got a family too! I wanted to make it home alive too! I wish I had another chance.
Just before death, he's greeted with a screen that tells him he qualifies to become a player, and he accepts. That's just the first 2 episodes. That's an insane hook, and it worked on thousands. Now he wakes up in a hospital, and these 2 dudes are like, shit, you're still weak as fuck, and they leave. Jinwoo then figures out he's basically become a player in a video game with the ability to level up and grow stronger. He doesn't complete his daily quests, so fuck you, you're here now. This dude runs from these creatures for 4 straight hours. So from here on out, he will always do his dailies. He basically just has to do the Saitama workout regimen every day. His rewards are a full recovery, some stat points, and a mystery gift, which he gets a dungeon key out of. He goes in, nobody can see him, and he takes on some magic beasts. It's still a struggle, but he manages to take them out and continue to level up. Next is the boss. It has tough skills that his little sword can't break through, so what does this guy do?
I know I can kill you right here and now!
Holy fuck. Okay, next episode, and he looks like this now. Anyways, he joins a party filled with these guys, and my fucking goat. I love this guy. Anyways, they're basically told that he just needs to chill, and they'll get paid because there's a minimum party size requirement to be allowed to enter a dungeon. Seems easy enough.
Go ahead and seal off the entrance to the lair you want.
Okay. Jinwoo cooks the boss, where halfway through he redeems his daily quest to get a full recovery. Cool boss fight. What's even cooler is what unfolds next.
I mean, you're the weakest hunter of...
I know what you fear. Similarities.
Die!
Mr. Huang, you're impressive, but I'm afraid I've got some bad news for you.
This is gonna come from.
He dismantles this team of hunters who all outrank him. Why? Because he's the GOAT, and the system told him to. After some more dungeons, Jinwoo and some people from the dungeon where, you know, people kind of just left him to die are recruited to go into dungeons where this purple-haired dude will supervise criminals whose sentences are shortened if they help out in a dungeon. This dude, he's clinically insane. He kills all the criminals, then kills these dudes because he just likes killing people. His plan is to say, while he was fighting the boss, the criminals killed the rest of the party. Then he fought off all the criminals. Pretty solid plan. But then there's Jinwoo. They fight, Jinwoo comes out on top as always, and he gets a dope stealth skill. He then gets the job change quest, which he enters and fights some guys, to then be greeted by the absolute GOAT, Igris. They have an epic battle, top-notch animation. This guy's really out here acting like fucking Broly, bro. Anyways, just barely Jinwoo comes out on top. Then bam, a bunch of enemies spawn and he finds out that wasn't the end of the quest. Fatigued and overwhelmed, it looks bad for Jinwoo. But then, this motherfucker didn't do his daily quests. What a bum. He then gets sent to the desert. Carefully, he recovers HP and levels up a bit in the desert, to then return and make short work of the knights waiting for him. He then discovers, because he quote-unquote lasted so long and took out the knights, he gets a better job. Jinwoo is offered the necromancer class. After some contemplation, he accepts, and because he did so well, he instantly gets promoted to the shadow monarch class. So he comes up with a dope-ass command to recruit his shadow army.
Arise.
Now listen to the original.
Okyo.
Both sound sick as fuck. After a couple fails, he manages to arise Igris, the most badass shadow soldier. And bam, season 1 over. And let's be honest, some of the most hype moments in the show aren't even in this season. But today I'm not covering that. Instead, let's talk more about... Love it or hate it, nobody can deny Solo Leveling took the world by storm. Its simplistic plot, badass fights, wildly good animation, top-notch aura farming, and just the overall social media publicity made this show skyrocket in popularity. Many shows nowadays are shows that try to be complex in storytelling, like Attack on Titan, or How I Got Reincarnated as a Vending Machine. Fuck no, I'm not watching that. Sometimes people just want something simple. They don't want to have to think that hard. Something that they can watch and just go, ooh, ah, whoa. In this show, it's just level up, fight, easy peasy. Very simple, but it works. Now let's talk about the... I'm not even talking the animation yet, just the fights themselves. So much cool shit goes on throughout each fight. In this one, Jinwoo has been beaten to a pulp and sits on a throne. Holy fuck, he can do that? Oh, and he's not being fucked because of the armor we saw him equip earlier. And boom, Jinwoo is smart. He just is. While yes, he does sometimes get saved by the plot, a lot of times when fighting enemies more powerful than him, he just outsmarts them. Take this example. Now, I know I didn't cover season 2, but this is just too good of an example to pass up. Jinwoo had this dude angry at him and a magical beast that was out of his league rushing at him at the same time. So what does he do? He fucking kills that dude, turns him into a shadow, and fucks up the magic beast. And guess what? Ever since that dude came back to his base, all pouty and yelling, this was his fucking plan. He knew this guy was out of his league, so he just recruited another strong shadow. Insane fight scenes, one of my favorites in the whole show. What comes with these fights comes the infamous aura farming. Take this panel from later on in the manhwa, for instance. Why the fuck did he do that? That's so unnecessarily cool. Now, this is later on from that same season 2 scene I mentioned before. Bro just vanishes because fuck it. So cool. He's just a cool ass dude. Now, let's talk... This shit goes fucking wild. It's like the studio came up with an insanely high budget and they went, nah, triple that shit, and gave us a masterfully animated show. I'm sure you've seen how animation can make or break a show. A current example of this is One Punch Man Season 3, a beloved series that has been reduced to boobs being animated on a male character. Now with Solo Leveling, the total opposite happens. An already amazing manhwa exists for the Solo Leveling brand, and the animators kicked it up tenfold. Many people had already raved about the manhwa, me included. Yeah, I read the manhwa before the show came out. No biggie. Anyways, if the studio shit out some slop-ass animation after manhwa readers, like me, have already been blessed with greatness, it just wouldn't do as well. If you went back to like 2020 and asked somebody, hey, I want to read a manga, where should I start? They'd say, read Solo Leveling ASAP. Now, I know it's not technically a manga, blah, blah, but that's what people would say. Several people said it to me, and I told people to read it myself. Releasing an anime with a fan base already loving the property so much was destined to do numbers. The pacing of this show is fucking insane. With shows like One Piece showing One Punch 6 different times, Solo Leveling's pacing is in a league of its own. Amongst shows such as Dandadan, there's a fight just about every episode. If an episode doesn't open up with a fight, it will most likely end with one. And that's exactly what people are coming for. The show has a simple plot, and it knows that. It doesn't try to make it something it's not. It takes a simple plot and rides with it, showing insane fights and animation because that's exactly what the viewer wants. The last thing I'd like to talk about today is... While this show was airing, everybody, and I mean everybody, was talking about the show. Clips would appear all over Instagram, TikTok, you name it. This show was just that big. And as more people watched the show, more people shared it online, which exposed it to more and more people. It just blew up. But without any of the things I previously mentioned, the social media craze would not have been nearly as huge. Now, I love Solo Leveling. It's in my top 3 shows, but do I really think it's a masterpiece? Well, no. While all the things I mentioned previously are amazing, it's not an overall masterpiece. To be a masterpiece, I think you need to have a show made to perfection. A detailed and thought-provoking plot, amazing fights, if it's action-focused of course, top-notch animation in every single scene, and good pacing. While Solo Leveling does provoke the thought, holy shit balls, that's not exactly what I'm talking about. When talking about a masterpiece anime, a lot of people mention Attack on Titan. I wholeheartedly disagree. I don't think there's a single anime out there that's a masterpiece. Where you may say Attack on Titan is a masterpiece of storytelling, you could also say Solo Leveling is a masterpiece of animation. But does that make a show a masterpiece? I'd say no. Maybe your definition is different, and you'd call one of these shows a masterpiece. And to that I say, fuck you, you're wrong, I'm right. No, I'm kidding. I completely understand where you're coming from. Psych, your opinion's invalid.